Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Lightning Returns Final Fantasy XIII on the Mysterious JG. A bit of a hiccup. I was playing on an evening right before the weekend. I'd mentioned I had some bourbon and coke I was getting ready to hit, but I wanted to finish up a recording session. Well, I recorded one last video after having studiously checked all my videos to make sure they recorded. I did one last video, hit stop, got to a good save point, went ahead and indulged in some alcoholic beverages and did some off-screening, fighting against all the enemies we needed to get the last ones. Then the next morning, I checked. I saw that the last video I recorded did not take. And I'd been doing a bunch of saving at different points where I could grind against enemies, and, well, I messed up. I don't have a save slot, which doesn't either have us recreating a bunch of content or having missed some of what we've already done, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna walk through, and last time we went through one of these zones here, and the Altar of Salvation, I believe, or maybe it was the Altar of Atonement. Well, now, off-screen, I've done the Altar of Salvation and the Altar of Birth, but not the Altar of Judgment. So we only did one of these on screen. I had a whole 30-minute video where we did all the altars, and it's messed up. It's gone. Now, there's nothing special about them. I got Flare level 1 here from whichever altar this one was. But like, that's Flare that I just got, but wait a second. Oh, hold on here. This would be the fastest way to do this. Yeah, I got Surge from one. I got Flare from one. I got Tornado. And then I picked up these things just from fighting enemies in between, I guess? But Tornado, Surge, and Flare. And getting those treasures, I think, is what counts. Or just opening the doors. Yeah, I completed the Altar of Salvation. And every time you complete an altar, another laser beam shoots down at that thing. So what can I do? Well, there's only one thing going on in these. I mean, I'm fighting the same enemies. I should be set up for... yeah, I'm set up for physical. Because that's what I used to fight chimeras, I think. And on this save slot... so off-screen, as I announced at the end of the video, which has been lost in the Chaos Vortex, I intended to go off-screen, fight, and wipe out the Archangelies and the Chimeras. And I tried to leave save slots where I could fight the last ones on screen, but in both cases, there's nothing interesting about the last one. It's just a glowing purple version of the enemy with higher stats. And in both cases, I used the same stats I would normally use, and I think I was a little bit more liberal with things like overclock to make sure I got them killed. But, like, what I noticed with the Chimeras are similar to the Earth Eaters and the Cyclopses. Some of the bigger enemies, the Omega version, doesn't feel that different from the regular version, honestly. But I did that off screen, and I have the slots where that's done, and I had not planned on doing it on screen unless somebody really strongly feels they want to see it. I'll tell you, I had a lot more trouble with the regular Archangeli enemy before I figured out the strat, which is basically just being, like, you've got to get deep protect on them, and then, like, for me, it was all about using Artemis arrows. I wasn't dealing enough damage to kill them promptly. But I had more trouble fighting those guys without having like Deep Protect and Artemis Arrow set up to really fuck them up when they got staggered. And you do want to stagger them. I had more trouble figuring out how to beat a regular one without that strat than I did beating the Omega version. And with the Chimera, I think I just... Every time I got it, I used overclock to get it staggered, and then overclock again to bust it up once it was staggered. And I just fought a bunch of sets. Since they never, we never run out of them, I fought them to get my EP back, so I'd have EP to fight Boon of Elsa. So really what I'm saying is there's nothing worth seeing on screen with it. And I wasn't planning on finding them on screen, necessarily. But I do need to recreate... I just kind of need to go... I'm going to go through the... just so you can see them. I mean, I could ignore it, but... I wanted to go through the... Why am I having so much trouble getting the words out here? I want to actually go through the these areas and let you see them, because there was some kind of neat visual, sort of kind of mapey to these places. Because when you look out the window on this one stretch, they have... See, there's an Archangel, and I'm set up with the gear that I would use to fight them. But see? I don't know which one we saw in the one that was in the last video that didn't get eaten. But this kind of looks like it's supposed to be... Oh, I don't even know. It looks like maybe this is that Chaos Castle that Etro's in, but it looks more like individual towers, not necessarily connected. I don't know. So I'm basically going to ignore enemies here and... I did fight one of them on screen, didn't I? I think I did. Okay, I can't remember. I can't say with certainty that I fought one of these guys on screen. I thought I did. Let's fight one here just in case I didn't. But they do more physical than magic. They do a mix of both. So there's nothing... Unless you want two different defensive schemas. One set up to block physical and one set up to block magic. Oh, I must have fought one on screen because I know their weaknesses. Although I might have got that from getting the notes somewhere. Not Grendel, Chimera. I want ice for them. Blizzara and Blizzara. Anything they're completely immune to? As far as status ailments? Nothing. Okay. Alright, so I'll fight this one just in case I hadn't done one off screen. On screen, excuse me. Oops. I'm surprised there. I thought I had it. I thought I had it staggered. I guess I was ahead of myself.
Don't even try. Okay, let's do this. I'm walking faith path.
Yeah, I'm doing fairly poorly here, actually. Just taking forever.
do this.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna use overclock. You actually get enough back from these guys that you can afford to,
Okay, let's do this.
you can actually afford to use some against it. I'm kind of doing a terrible job here, though. Yeah, I'm making this look. I think I had it down. It's been a couple days since I played. But I had it down better than this before.
Try to keep up.
I'm just gonna abuse these things like mad. So I used way too much there, but it was just taking forever. I wasn't being particularly skillful. So hopefully I will remember the correct slot to, just in case I fight one of these guys, I will switch to what I use against them. Well, actually, now I probably want to do it just to get back all that. No. I'm not grinding against enemies here. I've already... I mean, truth be told, I got some save slots ready to show off some stuff from the game. Because I'm kind of now just... See, those are towers of weird chaos energy or some shit from... I think that's from 13-2. I'm not 100% sure. So I think Altar of Birth on the opposite side here, we haven't seen yet on screen. Because it was in that video that got eaten by the chaos. And never mind, this is the chaos headquarters from Final Fantasy 13-2, so I'm not sure what the artwork represents in the other game, or the other areas, because it alternates between these. Okay, I'm gonna have to kill these guys and try to get the EP back. Just get this off. Finish him. Not quite.
You can't read me.
So that wasn't great, but I got 0.5 EP back. It's better than nothing. Okay, so these guys, I'm better off with Protect, but
My journey doesn't end here. Keep up if you can. You can't beat me.
Okay. I'm
Life
trying to
is a
use
journey.
Metagard to get some health back here. Because I'm thinking now, alright, just so I'm not futzing around with saves, I might want to just win. With what I currently have available.
Time to meet your maker.
Because these guys give decent, like they give 0.5, yeah. I can get my EP back and have most of my health when I face Bunavelza. And avoid futzing around with a million save slots. I hope. But yeah. Art here is that we're on the other side of that's the area, that's the building from the beginning of Final Fantasy 13-2, I think.
I'm walking fate's path. Life is a journey.
Yeah, this is how I kill these guys. I don't even stagger them. It's useful to stagger the Omega version, but yeah, it's just getting to a point where they've got Deep Protect, you've got Bravery, and you're using Artemis arrows. That's a good thing, as long as you're not at a point in the pattern. You have to be ready to switch to the defensive paradigm if they go for that Force Unleashed, whatever the hell move. The Force Awakens attack. Alright. So, you've seen me go through the motions of all of them, even if two of them were done off-screen because of how the save slots broke it out. I did not realize as I was saving at different points. I was thinking, hey, maybe I'll have a save for fighting a last one Archangel off screen. Maybe I'll have a save for fighting a last one Chimera off screen. I didn't realize that A, I would lose all appetite to show those battles on screen, and B,
Keep up if you can.
I would
So eager to die.
have to recreate a bunch of content because of losing the footage of those altars of whatever. Okay, now this one was kind of cool. And I remember talking about this off screen. I don't feel like dealing with you. The, oh. I think I did use, yeah, this was kind of a plot battle. You're not getting past here without dealing with these guys. I think I actually did overclock here just to get them staggered. To get one of them staggered. I think I did that wrong. I don't think I staggered him with overclock. I think I used the overclock to kill him before. Oh, he's not Deep Protect. Doesn't have Deep Protect applied. Still needed to kill one of them. Man, I'm messing up. What the hell ever. I guess I am going to need a different slot after all. So that's kind of a plot battle, and I think I probably did use it. I used an overclock off screen when I fought it, but I think I didn't use an arise. Like, I was better at the fight than I was there. But yeah, that's kind of the toughest of the altars because it does have that battle. I suppose if you had hunted archangels to extinction before you got there, there would have been nothing. But that's a little bit of a unskippable plot battle otherwise. No matter how many times you back up and come back into that room, two of those guys spawn to force a fight on you there. So I should have... Okay, so it's a different view of Erba. But what I was going to say about Erba, it was kind of neat. So Final Fantasy XIII, it's beautiful as far as the graphics and some of the designs for some of the visuals. From a gameplay design perspective, it's incredibly linear. It feels like autoplay. You have so little control over what's going on. You only control one of 3 party members, and it gives you auto commands all the time. It really just does feel like you're watching the game rather than playing it sometimes. And it's super linear. But Erba represents a point in the story where there's this you've basically been following this one long straight tunnel. Other than a break, there's a break where you reach the whatever massif. You first get to Pulse. There's a little bit of open-ended feeling game, but it's kind of a preview of what you get in the post game. Like if you choose to play the game after you get to the last battle, you can skip out of the last battle and return to Pulse and just fight marks and dinosaurs and shit. And it's open-ended a bit in that respect, but otherwise the game is this one straight shot. And when you finally get to you're going to the village of Erba, where Fang and Vanille are from, to get answers. And when you get there, it's wiped out. And Fang and Vanille were not expecting this. They were not expecting everyone in their village to be dead. But you you get there, and then you keep following the road, and you just get to this point where the road just ends. It's just this big highway that's been, like, blown up. So it's like an overpass hanging over a cliff, and there's nothing. And that's where you have... the second of 3 boss fights against Bartandalus. He just shows up and makes a speech about you. The whole plot of that game is weird. He's trying to get your party to transform into a dragon and destroy the world. But it's this neat, iconic moment in my mind. One of the few places where the game's super linear design is interesting because you hit the end of the road. Like you are literally on a road and you hit the end of it. And the party has this big moment of despair. Like, what have we been doing? We've been marching down this road. We keep hoping to find answers, and there's nothing. And that's when Bartandalus, who is a bad guy, shows up. And the plot does continue based on the dialogue with him, but really it's like, at this point, you've been running away from Cocoon, and you hit the point of, like, there's no place else to run to. So I always thought that was a neat visual in a game that was otherwise... crap. Oh, what does it matter? We can... No, not exit. We can escape, and it doesn't matter. Because I think what I've decided is I'm going to try to find a different save slot where I've already, where I'm ready to fight Bartandalus. Or not Bartandalus, final boss guy. Completed the Altar of Judgment. So I wanted to complete the 4th and final altar on screen so we can see what happens when you unlock this super treasure here. And I guess I'll save just in case I'm messed up and I really need to grind and get EP back. Light radiates from the altar now. The trial's been completed. Investigate the altar. Do it. So that was totally optional, doing those side things, but to do it, there must be some reward, right? Let's see what we get. Most of this game is technically optional. I mean, the entire game's optional. You don't have to play the game if you don't want to, but almost every quest in the game, you can win the overall game without completing that quest. You just have to beat a certain number of the quests. It's not quite Secret of Mana, but it's close. Although I think Secret of Mana has a lot of quests you wouldn't know they're required, but they are needed to trigger the quest that actually has an end, triggers the end credits.
It's a gift from Sarah.
It's a message from Ron Simmons.
She said, use this to get it back. Everything that's been taken from you. I know you can do it. You're the only one who ever could.
Well, I mean, if somebody else got back the stuff that was taken from Lightning, would they give it to Lightning? I don't think so. That's why Lightning has to do it. Otherwise, somebody's stealing stuff Boon of Elsa stole from Lightning and stealing it for themselves.
Yes.
I love it.
I'll get everyone back. Including you, Sarah.
She said everything, not everyone. What do you think, she's a thing?
It's almost over. Blood has to be spilled one last time.
Blood would flow before her scowl. So, poem in Romance of the Three Kingdoms. Translated in English, of course, the version I read, but there's one of the cooler, like, there's a whole poem describing the battle at, I don't remember if it's Hulao Gate or Sishui Gate, but it's a big battle where the three sworn brothers engage in this 3-on-1 duel against Lu Bu, and they have each character has a couple of lines of description when they first appear in the poem, including Lu Bu and all three of the brothers. But Guan Yu's was I don't remember anything about it except the final line. The final line of the stanza introducing Guan Yu was "Blood will flow before his scowl," which is like pretty fucking cool. Anyway, the point of all that, it doesn't actually come out right out and tell you, but the point of that, where we had these Woppets with like lightning and shit around them, is that we now have Ultima Weapon, which is your default starting weapon, but powered up. It's like plus 2500, plus 2500, plus 15 ATB speed, and Arsenal of 1, which I remember saying in the video that was lost. Kind of a cool skill, and it was a shame to me that we wouldn't really want to use the other weapons it comes with are the ones from the past games, the Blazefire Saber and Overture, which are the Woppets associated with her Final Fantasy XIII and Final Fantasy XIII-2 costumes, respectively. But their stats are low, so you wouldn't want to use them. Whereas here, Flesh Render plus 900, plus 900 auto regen, or Chaos Revenge plus 600, plus 600 quick stagger. Well, frankly, quick stagger is pretty good. We don't really want to lose that. But Flesh Render has been our best weapon, or one of our best weapons, for a long time, but now? Yeah, it's not Ultimate Weapon. We need Ultimate Weapon. So we'll take the Ultimate Weapon, and then over here, this is our defensive one, Ultima Shield, plus 8,000 maximum HP, and guard defense 330. Yes, please. So now we can go chat with Mog. I'm wondering what items I could buy from him. It would be really handy. Can I go back? No, you can't. There'd really be nothing to do back there, because you can't go back to the main game world and buy stuff from the towns. But we could chat with Mog, see what he's got. I scream. So we will throw down a save. what I need to do is, between videos, I'm going to try to find if I've got a video that has me ready to open this door and fight Bunavelza, but with all my EP and stuff. Possibly even having beaten the last ones, although that's not really going to change anything. I don't think the gear they dropped is anything I used. But when we come back next time, we'll see the cinematics for when you open the door to Bunavelza's chamber. We'll see the cinematics when you talk to Bunavelza, and we'll fight Bunavelza. And I have a feeling we won't see the ending. Not because I'm going to have failure videos against Bunavelza. I'm not expecting that. But just because it's probably going to be more than 30 minutes of content before we get to the ending. But we're very, very, very close to the end of this Let's Play. I will tell you now, we will have at least one post-ending video, because I already went and did a New Game Plus and just grabbed a couple of things I wanted to showcase. So we won't play through a full New Game Plus by any stretch, but I'll have a few odds and ends to show you after the ending. So let's get moving and pick it up next time. Just hope this video takes. Bye-bye.